Yes, you beautiful humans. I'm walking into Gabara pools at Kakadu. I've run ahead of the others, waiting for him to catch up. In today's video, I'm putting a principle forward that everyone is you. And in particular, every person you hate in the world is actually you, okay? You would be exactly the same as them. So have a look at this thought experiment. If you were born into their body, looking the way they did, with their parenting or experiences or traumas, and whatever happened to their education to get to where they are today, you would act exactly the same way as they would. Exactly the same. You would look the same. Everything would be the same, right? But it's just you think you're different because you've been growing up in this body, your experience is different. You look at someone acting a certain way, you think that's stupid the way they're acting. But based on the way they've lived and their experiences, that feels right. Their programs are running for them. Or maybe it doesn't feel right for them, but the programs are running from childhood to the way they're acting right now, okay? There's some spiritual people that said, well, look, I've had past lives and things, if you believe in that, and I've had different experiences, and so I would act differently because I've taken on learnings from that. Well, if this is the birth point here, you've had past lives back on this side, either passed down by DNA or spiritually, whatever, and if you took in those same energies as they did into their life, you too would act the same way as them. The principle I'm really getting to from that is the fact of focusing on what you want rather than what you don't want. Because if you're talking shit about someone, now let's talk about Donald Trump as an easy example, because everyone has some shit to say about Donald Trump. If you're talking shit about someone, especially Donald Trump, who's so far away from your connection, you're wasting energy negatively. You're actually actively feeling shit energy in your body while talking shit about them, right? And what I want you to consider is you've got a certain amount of energy to spend every day. Focusing on what you don't want, focusing on what you don't like, say Donald Trump, people around you that are acting like idiots, you're wasting your energy negatively. It doesn't make you feel any better. You actually feel shit while you're doing it. And the principle I've said about you are everyone is the fact that you are Donald Trump. If you're born into his life with his traumas, trying to impress his dad or whatever the fuck it is that drives him, with his confidence level, the way he sees the world, as somewhat of a psychopath, I imagine you have to be to get to where he is today, which is not a bad thing, it's just a thing, has good qualities too, that you would be acting the same way. And if you understand that principle, it's not easy. Now, naturally, I was talking to a client about this the other day. He said, you know, I've realized that I actively focus on the negative and how I'm going to work through that rather than expecting the best and focusing on the positive. And I said, this is normal. Now, the human brain is naturally, unconscious brain, the reptile brain, the older parts of the brain, is naturally going to want to escape fear first to survive. If there's a rustle in the bushes here, I'm naturally going to jump. If I see a snake, I'm going to jump and run quickly before I even time to think about it, because the brain has to keep me alive first. Then I can be happy, right? The point of that is that unless you are actively, consciously putting energy into feeling good, your brain is going to run emotionally first. And you've got all these old programs and things running that are going to trigger you. Unless you are actively, consciously choosing to stop talking shit about anyone, unless you're going to do it to their face, and choose to think about the positives. So, for example, Donald Trump, one I like to say all the time is that even though Trump might be a fuckwit, whatever you think, I actually believe the world is going to be a more conscious place already because of his election, because people are like, fuck, I elected this man into power. And not to say, actually, that he hasn't done some good things as well. So if you look into that everything he's done is bad is a ridiculous way of thinking. But the point I'm getting to is that if you instead focus on the positives and just stop talking shit, it is a waste of your energy and time, and you're putting yourself in a bad mood. If you truly want to feel good, you've got to consciously start to decide to act and talk and speak and think in a different way. You've got to actively put conscious energy into it. It's normal, it's easy to follow the emotion rule and look at the negatives, to avoid fear of death. It's normal. So if you want to feel good though, you're setting that intention, you've got to consciously choose, I'm going to do a morning routine, for example, to sit up and say, I want to feel better today. I don't want to just hope I'm in a good mood. I'm going to choose by actively putting into processes and programs to feel better. Okay, so this is just started a number of videos on focusing what you want rather than what you don't want, and a simple one of that we forget about is talking shit about other people. It's a waste of your time, it's a waste of your energy, and if you really want to feel good, it's not getting you there. It's in fact pulling you the other way, because you're putting out negative energy, it comes back to you. So consider that part of focusing what you want is to, if you hate someone, feel into that emotion and realize often it's because it's parts of you don't like in yourself that you don't like in them. Instead, to look for and find positives in them. It's not an easy practice. It's actually work to do. You got to put energy into finding positives, but you'll feel better as a result. It creates a positive feedback loop. Consider that. If you're looking to feel better, this is one starting step for that. Okay, for homies, have fun, enjoy yourselves. Come to Kakadu, it's beautiful.